A federal appeals court in D.C. dealing a blow to former President Donald Trump's campaign today with the decision that he is not immune from criminal prosecution. This sets up a potential criminal trial in a presidential election year. Fox 5's chief legal correspondent Katie Barlow with all the details tonight. Hi, Katie.
A three-judge panel on the U.S. Court of Appeals for the D.C. Circuit ruling that former President Donald Trump will have to face criminal charges stemming from his efforts to overturn the 2020 election. The decision was unanimous, delivered by a Republican president's appointee, George H.W. Bush, and two Biden appointees. In a forceful and fulsome 57-page opinion, the court soundly dismissed Trump's argument that a president cannot face criminal prosecution for acts he committed while in office. Recognizing today's decision is the first of its kind in American history, the panel reasoned that presidents are not above the law, just as judges and lawmakers have been since the country's founding. The court said, quote, "It would be a striking paradox if the president, who alone is vested with the constitutional duty to take care that the laws be faithfully executed, were the sole officer capable of defying those laws with impunity." The court also emphasized that for the purposes of this case, President Trump has become Citizen Trump. But of course, that means he has all of the defenses and protections as any other criminal defendant. Most notably, in order to face criminal consequences, a unanimous jury would have to convict him of the charges beyond a reasonable doubt. Trump has vowed to appeal and took to Truth Social saying without presidential immunity, the presidency will lose its power and prestige.
So, Katie, former President Donald Trump had already appealed that first decision. What's the recourse now? Is today's decision final, or does he have another appellate choice?
Well, the three-judge panel today, in their opinion, gave Trump until Monday to ask the Supreme Court to intervene here. They've essentially pressed pause on the ongoing criminal trial that's happening in the D.C. District Court, and they will allow the Supreme Court to intervene. That is Monday. They have until Monday for the Supreme Court to intervene if Trump wants to ask the court to intervene. So we'll likely get that request from Trump in the coming days. As he's promised, he'll appeal.
All right, so we'll see that. The deadline being Monday. Katie Barlow for us tonight. Thank you.